the UK is being exposed finally, right? There are a lot of people who aren't from the UK who don't believe that racism exists in the UK. Crazy, 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 like thought process, right? I mean, think about it. If you're American, right, you got the white Americans, we got their ancestors. You know, like where do you think they learned all this shit from? The British. Come on, man. Come on, you know what I'm saying? This shit is rife. And the media is corrupt. And as you can see here from the title of this video, UK police announced that there are so many pedophiles. They will stop arresting them. Okay. Yeah. Listen to this shit.
Britain's most senior child protection officer has suggested that low-risk paedophiles shouldn't be sent to jail.
Chief Constable Simon Bailey says lower-level offenders...
Britain's most senior child protector. Britain's most senior protector of children has come to the demonic realization and understanding that in reality, low-level pedophiles shouldn't be arrested. Who do you think those low-level pedophiles are? Do you think if they were black, brown, they would have this same mindset? How can you ever come to that conclusion?
should be given counselling and rehabilitation. Instead, he joins us now. Good morning to you. At front page of the Times newspaper this morning. What do you mean by this? And some people concerned that perhaps this gives the wrong message.
Well, I think there's a very, very clear message that I'm giving today. The police service, working with the National Crime Agency, has never been so robust in this field. We are arresting over 400 men every month. We are safeguarding over 500 children every month as a result of targeting those people that would view indecent imagery of children.
This is the same thing with drugs in America.
Hold up, before he goes on, I'm sorry.
Your child protection
so this is an old video.
Low-risk paedophiles shouldn't be sent to jail.
Chief Constable Simon Bailey says lower-level offenders should be given counselling and rehabilitation. Instead, he joins us now. Good morning to you. At front page of the Times newspaper this morning. What do you mean by this? And some people concerned that perhaps this gives the wrong message.
Well, I think there's a very, very clear message that I'm giving today. The police service, working with the National Crime Agency, has never been so robust in this field. We are arresting over 400 men every month. We are safeguarding over 500 children every month as a result of targeting those people that would view indecent imagery of children. But the fact is, we are simply becoming inundated with the number of referrals that we are having to deal with and the number of cases that our child protection teams are now having to cope with. And we have sophisticated risk assessment tools that I am as confident as I can be will be able to determine whether or not an individual poses a risk of contact abusing a child. And when you look at the number of resources that we now have working within this field, you look at the numbers that we are now having to deal with, I am proposing that we have to take a slightly different approach whereby and all individuals will still be arrested, but there are alternative solutions rather than putting these people through the court system who are now dealing with between 40 and 50% of all their time are unfortunately allegations of sexual abuse. Cases are taking too long to come to court, and we have to look at an alternative whereby those individuals that we assess as posing little risk.
So let me make sure I'm understanding this correctly. Instead of trying to figure out a way how to fix the system so that this shit ain't taking too long, it's not costing you time and money, you've gone, let's just stop. Let's just stop like charging these guys. Let's give them rehabilitation. What?
To children of contact abuse, have to attend some form of rehabilitation course, have to attend a course whereby they are educated as to the impact of their abuse, the impact of their offending, whereby they are not then put into the justice system itself.
Okay, so they wouldn't be given criminal sanctions, would?
They'll arrest you for an ounce of weed, but you're offending kids. Let's rehabilitate them. Let's rehabilitate, man. We gotta rehabilitate. They love fondling kids. I don't think he'll ever do it again. He's got marijuana on him. Lock him up. He looks like a suspect. Stop and search. He touches kids. Listen. According to the studies and we can. This is nasty work.
At the crack epidemic, when black people were on crack, there were so many arrests. Let's get them on. Let's lock them up. They're a danger to society.
Yep.
The moment white people started getting hooked on heroin and crystal meth, and they became the problem, they started talking about, we need rehabilitation.
Yep.
We need to get them hospitals. We
Yep.
need treatment. It wasn't to lock them up anymore. That is the exact same thing. They cracked down on pedophiles, and they found out they're arresting too many white men.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem will be one day we'll wake up and they have to start building more prisons for white men. There's too many, and then there won't be enough white men on the streets.
Hypocrisy in the media. Not only is it there with how they justify these laws and put these things into place to protect certain people, but dehumanize others and punish others. It's also reflected in the way that they cover stories. In the UK, you have the far right who obviously, everywhere they are obsessed with black people, they are obsessed with race, they are obsessed with immigrants. Whenever an immigrant does something bad, they make sure it's plastered everywhere. But the reverse isn't done.
Why is it not all over the news that a 24-year-old mother was just stabbed to death in her own home when she had a newborn baby by a random man who was knocking on people's doors, and she opened and he killed her? Oh, maybe because she was brown. I'm so sorry. If it was a brown person knocking on white people's doors and then murdered them, it would be everywhere. And I'm not saying that one is worse than the other, but they both need to be spoken about. I'm so angry. I actually have no words. She had a newborn baby in her house, and she'd just come over to England for a better life, right? She was here for 2 years on a student visa. She just started working and she didn't even get to see her 25th birthday. Do you know how fucked up that is? I don't see this all over my social media. No, I had to find out through a follower in my comments. Genuinely, what is this world coming to? I actually can't.
Oh, Agwan, let me just ask a simple, very simple question. What do you think would happen if today a 44-year-old man of colour randomly stabbed a young white woman to death in broad daylight?
Riots. It'd be another riot. These white people would start smashing stuff again and start. By the way, you never hear about that. They love to bring up BLM and all this stuff, but you'll never hear about these white people who just go around smashing people's stuff, doing a whole bunch of hooligan shit. Very interesting.
Be honest. Would it be wall-to-wall media coverage? Would politicians be lining up to comment? You can guarantee there would be protests, marches, demand for action, and endless discussions about culture, integration, public safety, protecting women and kids. And now look at this case. A 24-year-old Sikh woman, Karandeep Kaur, rest in peace, has been killed in what has been described as a seemingly random attack. Random, yeah. Her family are asking authorities to consider racism as a possible motive. But where's the outrage?
Yeah.
Where's the protests? Where's the people who are always telling us they care about violence against women and girls? It's what you hear from Tommy, from Danny, from every auditor, from the dinos of the world who pop up in the comments. Where are all the citizen journalists demanding answers, rioting, setting fire to bins? You see, too often your fucking public outrage depends on who the victim is and who the suspect is.
Yeah.
And if you genuinely believe in justice and equality, then every victim deserves the same attention, the same compassion, and the same demand for motherfucking accountability.
The problem is we're dealing with racists. That's the problem. And it's an unfortunate reality, man. And this is also why I get so angry with Africa. I'm sorry to bring it back. Because it could just like not be this way. It could be in a situation where Africa is the dominant continent and it's the best place in the world to live and everybody moves there to improve their lives and we're in Africa. And we don't have to deal with this. So many black people, and this, it hurts so bad, have never experienced living just like purely amongst black people, where you don't have to worry about none of this stuff. You don't have to worry about racism. You don't have to worry about prejudice. You don't have to worry about none of that stuff. Unfortunately, the black countries overwhelmingly suck. So if you want a better life, you have to be in the West in order to grind and make that money. But then you got to deal with all the racist bullshit. This lady, 24 years old, stabbed for no reason, no coverage. No coverage because she's not a white woman. If this was a white woman, we already know what would have happened. We already know.
This liquor got me in my zone. Now I'm blowing up your phone. Blowing weed, smoking the ozone. I just can't let this go. This liquor got me in